A man who killed his father in a frenzied knife attack has been jailed for 10 years for manslaughter. Paul Maurice was stabbed 30 times in the back and chest on the evening of September 14, 2021. Afterward, his son, Sean Maurice, claimed his 52-year-old father had sexually abused him. The 31-year-old admitted manslaughter, but following a trial at the Old Bailey he was acquitted of murder on Wednesday. Prosecutor William Emlyn Jones KC said the alarm was raised by the victim's next-door neighbours in Bromley, southeast London. Car salesman Paul, 52, told the couple he did not want to die as he collapsed bleeding on their doorstep after the attack. As he was being treated by emergency services, a police officer asked him who was responsible and he replied, "Sean." Despite the efforts of paramedics, he was pronounced dead at the scene at 11:56 p.m. Following a brief manhunt, Sean was found a few hours later, running through back gardens nearby. He ended up on the roof of a garden shed, where he was surrounded by police before eventually being detained. He told officers, "I've got nothing to lose. You lot are trying to arrest me because I beat up my dad who abused me, he raped me, and you want to arrest me? What kind of effing justice is that?" Jailing Sean for manslaughter Judge Dennis Watson, KC, said, during the trial, "You spoke of your father's violence and his physical abuse of you. Your sister and brother spoke of similar abuse at his hands and on the evidence. I accept that your experiences were the worst. I also accept that this abuse has caused you lasting damage." He said that Sean had turned to use alcohol and drugs to deal with his problems, adding, "This must have contributed to your erratic behavior and deteriorating mental health." In July 2021 Sean was detained under the Mental Health Act and then briefly lived at his father's home. He then went to rehab for 3 weeks but later relapsed. The judge described how on September 6 Sean had become upset that his father refused to allow him to stay at his house. On September 14 he then relapsed again, took some alcohol and crack, before falling out with the family at his temporary home. Following this he then walked to his father's home where he carried out the attack, stabbing him 30 times. Sean claimed he had grabbed the knife off his father's kitchen counter, but the judge found that he had taken it with him to the scene. He said, "You took a knife to the scene. Your anger was clear as you set off from home." Your sister explained her shock and mixed feelings toward her father. She made the point she no longer has the choice to go to the police about what he did. He had other children as well as you and your siblings, and they too have lost a father. Mr. Emlyn Jones had told jurors there was no issue that Maurice had killed his father. The defendant admitted manslaughter, claiming he lost control after a confrontation with his father.